Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Black Money Daily, economic news from our point of view. We release a podcast every weekday at lunchtime, so let's talk about some of the things happening in the news. The first story is in regards to the U.S. House of Representatives. They have passed a revised coronavirus relief bill in a largely symbolic vote on Thursday. Yes, it's largely symbolic. The bill has little chance of becoming law since Republicans are unlikely to bite on the $2.2 trillion price tag. The revised bill included an economic impact payment proposal, as well as an extension of the $600 unemployment supplemental benefit that expired in July. It also included aid for schools, frontline workers, and healthcare workers. The Republicans want a price tag closer to $1.5 trillion. Pelosi acknowledged on Thursday night that she had reached no agreement in her discussions with Steve Mnuchin, the Treasury Secretary, but she indicated that negotiations would still continue. Story number 2 is about state taxes. They may be going up. Lawmakers in 9 states are proposing higher taxes on the wealthy to help fill growing budget holes from C-19. States like New York, California, Illinois, Massachusetts, Maryland, Wisconsin, Hawaii, Oklahoma, and Vermont have proposed various forms of tax increases on high earners. Those states account for more than a third of the U.S. population and nearly half of the nation's millionaires. Some are concerned that tax hikes will cause businesses to move to cheaper states like Florida and Texas. The truth is, states will have to do something. Tax revenues are down due to the pandemic, and a senior policy specialist at the National Conference of State Legislatures said he expects the tax hike movement will grow at the state level. As we move further into fiscal year 2021, he said, I expect more states will start looking to raise taxes to close budget shortfalls, especially if additional federal aid doesn't materialize. What does this have to do with us? It's simple. If tax hikes don't occur for the rich, then guess what? You and I will be paying them because 44 states and the District of Columbia must propose a balanced budget to the legislature, and the governor must ultimately sign a balanced budget within 40 states. The show is being sponsored by the 10K Project. We do have an upcoming event. The upcoming event is There Any Hope for Black America? We are going to be discussing the $16 trillion that America is missing because of racial inequality. That was a study that was recently released. And this is going to be taking place on Monday, October 5th at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can visit the10kproject.com to register. There is no charge to attend. So let's move on to story number 3. Reparations in California. California will develop a detailed plan for reparations under a new law signed by Governor Gavin Newsom on Wednesday, making it the first state to mandate a study on how it can make amends for its role in the oppression of Black people. A 9-member task force is being created. The law says the task force must include at least 2 people from a major civil society and reparations organizations, and at least 1 person from academia who is an expert in civil rights. But take heed, the law does not limit reparations to slavery, although it requires the task force to give special consideration for Black people who are descendants of slaves. California never had a government-sanctioned system of slavery. It entered the Union in 1850 as a free state after gold was discovered in the Sierra Nevada mountains. But the state did let slave-owning whites bring their slaves to California. So the legislature even passed a law making it legal to arrest runaway slaves and return them to their owners. The law in California does not say the reparations must be cash payments. Other options could include forgiving student loans and paying for public works projects or job training. In July, the City Council in Asheville, North Carolina, approved reparations by pledging to make investments in areas where Black people face disparities. Story number 4 is about Essence Magazine. Essence Magazine has furloughed staff due to revenue losses amid the ongoing coronavirus pandemic. In a press release on Tuesday, Essence noted that the negative impact on C-19 led to the cancellation of major events such as the popular Essence Music Festival. The publication intends to pay everyone impacted throughout this week and will cover their medical benefits premiums throughout the furlough, which is expected to last no longer than 6 months. Accusations of pay inequity, sexual harassment, corporate bullying, intimidation, colorism, and classism are a few of the things that employees outlined in a blog published on Medium in June. Disgruntled employees called the advertisers to pull their ads until the magazine's executives are fired, including Essence Ventures owner Richelieu Dennis. Yes, this happened during the summertime, and after conducting an internal investigation, Essence determined they did not find any evidence of conduct that would amount to unlawful discrimination, harassment, or retaliation. The company said it had already begun to take steps to address workplace concerns by hiring interim CEO Caroline Wanga before the accusations were raised. Essence leadership said they also participated in workplace culture review by a third-party consulting firm, the Center for Workforce Excellence, and they updated their company policies. Meanwhile, the owner issued a lengthy statement by Instagram this week in which he addressed the shakeup at the publication due to the COVID crisis. He makes it clear that Essence isn't going anywhere, whether it's in pages, stages, or on screen. So every Friday is Family Friday on the podcast, and we actually have 2 interesting news stories for you and your family. The first is Eloping. It's making a comeback. Because of C-19, many couples are postponing their weddings, opting to have small gatherings, or doing everything virtually. Eloping offers the most private weddings possible. Overall, traffic to a website called Simply Elope has been up 135% year over year. Some hotels have recently started offering packages to keep up with the trend and recoup some of the losses they've experienced from canceled events. So resorts are offering flower arrangements, private chef dinners on the beach, and personalized events from the quote-unquote Department of Romance. Some of the packages are affordable while others can be quite lavish. So I have a question. Are there any Black hotels that are doing this and capitalizing on this trend? I sure hope so. If there are, let us know at info@the10kproject.com so we can recognize them. Well, in line with our family news stories, this is our second story, and it's all about school-cations. Now, we know vacations. I've even taken part in staycations, but now there are school-cations. With elementary and high school around the world, attending school virtually this fall, hotels are selling an unlikely travel opportunity, the school-cation. Families are being enticed from their homes by hotels, promising a change of scenery along with tutoring, round-the-clock tech help, and after-school activities that are more fun than what's being available at home. For example, Kimpton Hotels is tackling one of the most teeth-gnashing roles parents have undertaken since many schools shuttered this spring: the job of unpaid tech support staff. The hotel brand has installed a quote-unquote chief virtual learning officer to help kids with everything from Zoom logins to printing problems. The pilot program is launching at 9 Kimpton Hotel locations in the United States and Canada, with some allowing additional rooms to be booked during school hours for $79 per day. Families also want to experience history rather than just study it. So there is a hotel called the Mackinac Island Grand Hotel that is exploring the Grand Back to School package. Launched on August 21st, the program combines virtual study time with activities around the island, which is a National Historic Landmark in Lake Huron, Michigan. My point is, number one, we as parents can take part in School-cations. And number two, I believe that maybe some of our Black businesses are doing the same things. Again, send us a note, info@the10kproject.com, and we will definitely give them a shout out. So I'm signing off. That's today's podcast. We'd love to hear your comments about today's topics. Do you think the government will ever sign the second stimulus package? Are you concerned about taxes rising in your state? Do you think California will give reparations to its Black citizens? Will Essence make an economic comeback? Would you elope or take a school-cation? And again, if you know any Black business offering anything like school-cations or elopement packages, let us know. We want to shout them out. Email us at info@the10kproject.com. Alrighty then. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and tell a friend or two about Black Money Daily.